Hey, Jody here from Committed to Be Fit. I am saying hi and introducing you guys to my 5-day Eating Clean for Beginners group. And this is basically a group for anyone who wants to try to change their eating habits, uh, trying to go clean, but basically an introduction to it. So it is really for beginners. If you already are eating clean or in the process of it but want some support, please join us. We would love to have you and get some insight on how things are going for you as well. Would be fantastic. But basically, this is for beginners. Uh, for some coming from somebody that just ate the worst foods possible, prepackaged, processed, salty, sweets, carbs galore. So from someone who ate all those foods, I know it's not easy, but it can be done. How did I do it? Well, I it took me a long time. It was a very slow process. I changed a little teeny things at a time. I was a very picky eater. I did not like fruits, vegetables, anything like that. So I really needed to change one thing at a time. Plus, I didn't have any help. I had no idea what I was doing. I basically wrote down everything that I ate and took things and tried to change them. It wasn't perfect. I went from like white bread to wheat bread, and then from wheat bread I went to whole grain, and so it was a slow process, but I did it. So hopefully this group is going to speed that up for you and really get you to focus on what you're eating and changing what you're eating. I was not overly overweight, but I was unhealthy. You don't have to be overweight to be unhealthy. And as I got older, after having kids, it got harder and harder for me to lose the weight. Exercise no longer worked for me, and I realized I really need to change what I eat. I need to be healthy. And once I started doing that, my taste buds changed. I mean, I no longer wanted those foods. Again, long process, but I did it. I got rid of those cravings. I mean, I taste food now and I say, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I like that. It's so salty. It's so gross, and it makes me feel, I get a stomach ache. I feel disgusting afterwards." So it really, really is important to eat healthy. It is what is going to make the difference in losing weight, having more energy, better skin, better hair, better everything. So what I've learned, I wanted to give you a few tips of what I've learned from changing what I ate and how I went about doing it. If you need to do it slowly, do it slowly. If you can do it fast, do it fast. Basically, you have to make that decision. Number one thing is you need to be honest with yourself, okay? You need to be honest. I know I didn't do it. I lied. I totally did not admit that I was eating so bad. I had a trainer for a little while, and she wanted me to write down all my food. And that's because I wrote down everything, but the amount was not correct. I would say I had 12 Cheez-Its when really I had half the package, half the box. So you have to be honest. Because if you're not honest with yourself, if you don't admit what you're eating, then you can't change. You can't go through the process if you don't, if you're saying you're eating good, then what is there to change? So you need to be honest. If you're eating donuts for breakfast, if you're, having iced coffees with cream and extra sugar and all that stuff, I know that you don't want to because I was in the same boat, but you have to do that in order to change. You have to step up and be honest. So that's number one. Write down everything you're eating. If you can do it for 3 days, good. If you can do it for a week, perfect. You want to know what your eating habits are. You go along your day and you really don't realize what you're consuming sometimes. You're busy, you have kids, you have work, you're traveling, whatever it is, you forget. So take at least 3 days and start writing down some food that you're writing down all your food that you're eating. Be honest. You want the amounts and what they are. We don't have to worry about the calories right now, but write that down. And number two tip here is you have to do your research. You have to know what you're eating. You once you write it down, you can see clearly what you need to change. I mean, there's some things that are obvious. Donuts, obvious, okay? But there are other things that might not be so obvious, like yogurt. Some of your breads, you might think you're eating a good, oh, this is wheat bread, but you have to look at the ingredients. If the ingredients list is really long and there's lots of words on it that you can't pronounce, then chances are it is not good for you. Okay, so you have to start looking. I mean, I'm not even talking about calories, fats, and stuff like that. We're going to look at that, but my main focus is look at the ingredients. That right there is really quick to tell you, no, no, I should not be eating this, okay? Um, and then the third thing too is once you have the list of food that you need to change and stuff like that, you've got all that done. You want to take a look at a list of food that you should be eating. Okay, and so for those of you in the group, this will be in the group for you. Those of you who are doing it on your own, you can go to my website. There's a list there of some healthy, clean eating choices for you. Go through that. Pick out all the foods that you like. And I mean like. Do not pick out food that you don't like. Like say if you don't like carrots or you don't like spinach, you're not going to eat it. So don't put it on the list, okay? We are going to worry about changing your taste buds and trying new ways of cooking things later. Let's just focus on food you're going to eat. Now, if there's nothing, which I highly doubt there's nothing, you know, we can talk one-on-one with that and figure that out because that was me. That was definitely me. I really didn't like a lot of food. So but for right now, those are the three things I would really like you to focus on in the beginning of this group. And we'll go on to more after that. And hopefully you stay with us for the 5 days. And after that, we might even extend it a little bit longer so you can really, really change your eating and get healthy once again. All right. Thanks, guys.